Why does this feel like Groundhog's Day? Welcome. I hope you are all well. It does seem a wee bit strange. It was a couple of years ago whenever the Gen 1 SSR4 came out, and now Novritsch have sent me out the Gen 2. So if you get one of these Gen 2s, you're going to open up that box and it's going to look exactly the same. Luckily I've taken mine out, and I have already prepped mine for a game. Instantly I can tell you the handguard's the same, the lower, the upper, even the stock is all the same. If you pop open the bolt handle here, it reveals the hop, and the hop is the same. So picking it up, you won't notice a difference. So what has changed? It's the same SSR4, but it's not the same SSR4.
Wayne's basement. Only that's not Wayne's basement.
Now my SSR4 experience has been very positive. I do know of 2 people locally though that the ETU has gone a wee bit weird, but I think it actually got addressed because the ETU I think got some type of upgrade and the trigger response got upgraded. But the biggie upgrade for this is the reinforced gearbox shell. So I had to prep this for a game. I did take it out of the box and I shot a few BBs, put it through Chrono, and here are my findings. This was the 1 joule version sent to me, and a 0.2 gram BBs with the hop off, I think. It came in at exactly 1 joule. Of course, because I play outdoors quite a bit, I use 0.3, 0.32 gram BBs. I tried them in the riff, and for this 1 joule version, I was shooting it and turning the hop on more and more, and I just couldn't get the lift or distance that I needed. I then checked the Chrono again and the power had dropped down, I think maybe to 0.7. Now, a lot of you guys have watched my SSR4 video. It just performs absolutely brilliantly, and you guys recognize that, and you keep on asking me what upgrades I put in it and to make a video, and I kept on saying that I would do a video, and I did do a few stories on Instagram and the odd wee clips, but I never made one on YouTube, and that's because YouTube don't like me touching the insides of these on camera.
That's what she said.
So what I am gonna do is the next best thing. I wanted to use this riff at 1 joule using 0.3s with them sealing out nice and accurately. So it got me thinking, if this is pretty much the same thing as the Gen 1, maybe I'll just do exactly the same upgrades as what I did in the SSR4 Gen 1. So without further ado, get your pens and pads, grab a beer, grab a tea, and let me show you what I've grabbed. First up, we have the Stalker carbon steel barrel. The reason I use these is pretty much just because it's steel, so it shouldn't tarnish that much on the inside. It's really well polished. Stalker Morpheus barrels are my favorite barrels to use. Same again, they're polished really well, made really well. And these carbon steels are the AEG version, and so is the hop window. The hop window is nice and big, and it prepares the way for the next upgrade, which is the bucking. I've upgraded quite a few of these for my friends and recommended the same parts to them, and they're all reporting back the same thing. This thing turns into an absolute automatic sniper rifle. Now, I have a Maple Leaf 70 degree silicon mister hop here. The one that's in my riff is actually a 60 degree, but I don't have any to show you, so that's why I'm showing you the 70. But the 70 will be good if you're running slightly higher power than the 1 joules. The silicon's really good all year round. I've used this in the dead of winter whenever it's -2, -4, and it's shot okay. So these buckins I quite like just because they hold up to the temperature in the winter time really well. Mr. Hop has a lovely big flat hop patch which fits nicely into the carbon steel hop window. And last but not least, we have the barrel, we have the buckings, so we need something to distribute a nice even pressure from the hop unit arm, and that is the Stalker CNC Blue Panthera nub. So I think this was originally created for the Action Army AEP chamber, but I love the concave shape of this. I love that it's so long, especially compared to the crappy little circular rubber ones that come in most AEGs and including in this one. I installed them for Fox Green, he got really good results, and quite a few of my other friends all reporting back the same thing, that this thing turns into a monster with those upgrades. I could talk all day about the upgrades and how good they are, but to demonstrate it, I went and grabbed an Novarich clip camera, stuck it on, got a few clips before the upgrades, ran back up in here, put all the upgrades in. I did put 2 FPS adjuster rings just to bring the power up whenever using the heavier BBs, and banged the camera on and got shots. So here are the clips without the upgrades and the clips with the upgrades. So there you have it. I'm sure you'll agree it's an absolute beast. I can't wait to get this one out. I've pimped mine out the way I wanted it. You've got the M-LOK hand grips, you've got the DMR stock, you've got the long silverback carbon suppressor at the front with the bipod just to keep in with that DMR look. I have the Novarich Premium short dot, and the glass in this thing is absolutely banging. It's really clear, the reticle's really nice. I've got the kill flash on there just to help protect it a wee bit from any BBs bashing off it. And because sometimes I go into dark buildings, I've added a torch and a laser. This particular DMR stock does have QD points here, and the riff has QD points just at the back of the buffer tube here, but there's no QD points at the front of the riff. So you're gonna have to find a little option for that if you're wanting to connect the strap to the front of the riff. But guys, I'm gonna try and get a gameplay with this as soon as possible. I'll be running it with an 11.1 LiPo. Just one more thing before I go. I did shoot my Gen 1 and then I shot this, and I was paying attention to the sound, and sure enough, the gearbox and the gears in this sound a million times better. So if you're looking a new AEG, maybe it's your first one, the polymer version is really cheap, especially for all the features that you get. But if you want to splash out a little bit more, you can get the metal version. And if you want to turn it into an F1 shooting machine, these upgrades are really cheap. I think this barrel is about £30, that's about £12, and the bucking's about £10. So with those cheap upgrades, this thing will turn into an absolute monster. I think that's it. I'm gonna go. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below or get in touch with me on Instagram. Until the next time, peace.